There was a time when Canada stood among the strongest nations on Earth. Its word backed not just by policy, but by gold. In 1965, Canada held more than 1,000 tons of pure gold in its reserves, worth over $55 billion in today's value. It was a foundation of sovereignty, a promise that our dollar had weight, meaning, and stability. But as the decades passed, that foundation was quietly dismantled. Not by war, not by invasion, but by our own hands. The liquidation began under Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. In the late 1970s, his government sold roughly 500 tons of Canada's gold, half the nation's wealth reserves. The official reason? Modernizing monetary policy, moving toward global financial systems no longer tied to gold. But modernization came at a cost: dependence. By 1985, Canada's gold reserves had dropped below 500 tons for the first time since World War II. Then came Jean Chrétien's government in the 1990s. Guided by global financial advisors, including a rising figure named Mark Carney, a former Goldman Sachs banker, Canada continued to sell off its reserves. By 2003, the country was down to 109 tons of gold. Each sale was framed as sound fiscal management, yet it quietly erased the very assets that once protected the nation from debt and inflation. Under Prime Minister Stephen Harper, the sell-off accelerated. Between 2006 and 2015, Harper's government reduced the nation's gold reserves from 21 tons to just 3 tons. The rationale? Diversify assets, rely on US dollars, bonds, and securities instead. But in truth, Canada's gold, tangible wealth, was being traded for paper promises. And finally, in 2016, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau sold the last of Canada's gold, the remaining 77 ounces, worth less than $100,000. For the first time in modern history, Canada held zero gold reserves. No safety net, no hedge. The government justified it as a sound financial decision. But sound for who? For the bankers? For the creditors? Or for the Canadian people, whose wealth had been quietly converted into debt? From 1,000 tons to zero, from sovereignty to dependency. Both liberal and conservative governments, decade after decade, made the same decision: to dismantle the gold foundation of Canada's independence. And with each sale, the same question echoes louder. Was this truly modernization? Or was it a slow, deliberate surrender of national control?